Yeah, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Monday Night Raw goes off the air, and soon to follow, you know what happens. The Attitude Era podcast is gonna pop up, and y'all know what it is. My guy, to the left or to the right, depending on which way you're looking at your screen. Your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster. If you think your favorite wrestler is famous, but he ain't got a picture with Gamage, he ain't as famous as you think he is. And y'all know who I am. I ain't gotta say much, you know what I'm saying? But if I do say anything at all, the undisputed podcast champion of the world, Ooh. King HP. Y'all know what it is. Oh man, nice little night on Raw. We're going to the Elimination Chamber. Hey, Gamage, how you feeling on this Monday night? A lot of things out. I don't want to say too much. How you feeling on this night of Monday Night Raw? We'll get to some things.
I mean, I'm not holding no punches. I'm gonna just be honest. I was sleepy.
Hey, fair enough, brother. Fair enough. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was in the same mode. I was in another conversation, a little group chat. There's one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? SCB First Lady, what up? What up? Salute, ma'am. Salute. But I think the Raw packed a lot. You want to start at the end? You want to start at the beginning? We ain't gonna go through the whole.
Let's get the beginning out the way so we can like vent out.
Okay. We end up in a 6-man tag, but I thought it started off a little conjumbled weird. We got the what's in the box. Oh, we do got to talk about the box. The Usos start to make their way down the ramp. I'm gonna ask you in a second. We get the Vision virtually almost at the same time. They're about a minute into Jay's song, maybe give or take. If that, they're like 30 seconds in, 20 seconds in. And the Vision comes out. Paul Heyman demands the music to stop. The Usos get stuck in the audience, essentially. And the Vision hijacked the show. Logan Paul, if just how I feel off what I saw, it looks like they're trying to move him to be the centerpiece. Is that the vibe you get? Am I crazy? Am I looking too far into it?
I feel that way a little bit, and that's mainly because I think they're trying to use his popularity outside of wrestling, so it would make more sense for more people to be centered towards him at the moment. And if that is the case, this makes me feel even more bad for Bronson Reed, because it's just showing how much they're wasting him.
Did I say this on SmackDown's episode about Bronson Reed and his wins this year in 2026?
It might have been, yeah.
Okay, so until tonight, and he didn't. Who pinned who? Bronson Reed did the tsunami. Did he actually pin him?
Yeah, Bronson Reed got the pin over Jimmy. He won,
that's his third win this year. Well, let me recap, because as of SmackDown, unless he had matches since SmackDown over the weekend, then there would be more. But I bring that up because I know they're scrambling. They got a lot on their plate, but I think sometimes, and I heard this when I was in the military, life is a game where you got to, you're juggling. You're always juggling, right? And I know all the pauses, but just like, damn, sometimes I don't want to do it. But like, you got to understand which balls are glass and which ones are rubber. You know what I'm saying? So in the game of life, you got to juggle things. There's some balls that you don't have to worry so much about. They'll be there. You can pick them up later. And there's some you cannot drop. You cannot drop. If you drop it, we're done, right? I think the Vision was a good thing at one point. However, I think that they have since turned into an unfortunate accident, and I don't know if they can rebound. Bronson Reed was never put into a position to elevate. You see what I'm saying? So he had the victories with Roman Reigns. He did get a victory, tonight. the tsunami. I don't think they're a waste yet, though. I wouldn't say that. I think that's far from it. But I do think they gotta start to address the elephant in the room. Who's leading them? And do you need an actual leader, or can you? Because Vinny, 100%. Seth and Bronson's injuries unforeseen.
Yeah.
Unforeseen. This is not the way they were supposed to go. So we don't know what we would have got. But these are the cards you got dealt. You know what I'm saying? You like, dang, I thought I would at least got a spade. You know, or they got some spades, but they low. Logan Paul made some comments today about him selling a Pokemon card, which was crazy. He bought it for like 5.12 million, I think it was, and sold it for like 16.4. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you were alluding to, because they're trying to play off his presence.
Yeah.
So we got a 6-man tag. LA Knight comes out. LA Knight has a beef with the Vision. Who is LA Knight? Does LA Knight make it to Mania? Who is LA Knight getting at Mania?
I mean, right now the rumor has been Lesnar. I don't even know how you get to that if he's still stuck with the Vision.
Even I hope it's not Lesnar, because again, that's a waste. You have no hype, you have no build up for that. It just, you'd have to hit a hard right. Is there something they could do within the Vision and LA Knight that could get people going? Because you've seen tonight, he's calling them out. He's like, I got something for you. I got something for you. Austin Theory seems like he's got a little chip on his shoulder. Maybe a little chip.
Bronson Reed's the only one who makes sense. Because technically, Bronson Reed was the one who took him off the bench.
Okay.
Because technically, him and Logan, they had their feud, a year or two ago at SummerSlam for the US belt.
US title.
Yeah. No shade on Austin Theory, but like, Theory's new to the group, so it wasn't like he was around when he got taken out. It was Bronson Reed that took him out.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you have to do, but you got to hurry up and build it. Grandma, I don't know how to say it. M3K though. Salute. Demolition 2026 Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Fame.
How are they not in it?
That's the real question. I don't think it's the way they do their classes. I think they're looking. I think they would. You already announced Stephanie. I don't think they've announced anybody else.
No, they haven't.
Doing Demolition now would be great, but if you don't and you announce them, like, let's say your top guys, don't have them fall to obscurity and they're like the people you're just putting in there after you've announced all your big wigs, because Demolition was not a small tag team. And we're not talking about when they added Crush or Kona Crush, Axe and Smash held it down. Even though they were a ripoff, they made their own name. They I can't remember his name, but Smash went on to become Repo Man. And I don't think he's getting in. You know what I'm saying? So Axe and Smash definitely deserve to be there 100%. 100%. So I hope to see them this year go in, along with Sid. But I think Sid should headline a class or be the the second person.
See, Vinny, I could rant all night about why those three are not in it, and I really don't want to right tonight.
Yeah. Timothy does everything. Was good, sir. Good, sir. But getting back to the great question though. Great question, Grandma. If you give us that at Mania, right? If we can go LA Knight, Bronson Reed, I think you're not going to put a title on him. Dom's title is pretty secure, and the U.S. title's on Carmelo Hayes, and I feel like that might be a Trick Williams thing coming if they pull the trigger. there's some people right now who are pretty hot, and I don't think the WWE expected to see it. And I think they could capitalize with slow ticket sales on some of the popularity of some people right now. So I think that's what I would go. Um, but we got this 6-man tag. I wasn't happy to see it. This wasn't on my bingo card for tonight. I wasn't like, I can't wait to see the 6-man tag. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I think the Jimmy J thing is not going to be lasting long. They haven't changed their intro. They didn't go back to an old one. They're using
It's just
main event
Jay's.
Jay
It's just
Uso.
Jay's.
Yeah, it's Jay's entrance. He's still saying play my. He don't even say play our music. Like he said play my music tonight. I don't know if this is a long-term thing. I think this might be a get him to Mania, get him to Roman. We'll reunite the bloodline and tell the next chapter of that, or we'll try to reunite the bloodline, or we'll do something with the bloodline, but it won't be like what we saw the first 4 years.
Well, I'll say this. No disrespect to Jay, because it has nothing to do with him. But if from fan votes, you're considered the most overrated wrestler of the year,
That's crazy.
segments like that get forced is why. That's part of the reason.
I don't want to say, and it's not just because we had that incident after WrestlePalooza. I don't want to say Jay's the most overrated wrestler. I can see him being in the conversation. I get it, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's an overrated wrestler overall, but
Yeah, I don't think no one's ever really said, "Yo, that's man, Jay Uso like overrated." I mean, he's hella hyped, but he's hella popular. You're supposed to put the popular people in the front. There's a reason why Coke is on eye level in every supermarket. Everybody don't like Coke. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason. It's the most popular drink.
right.
They pay money to be set there. You don't never see Coke on the bottom and Mountain Dew just in the middle, and Coke is just some eye chest level. That's not by accident. They pay
So,
for placement.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate with this. While Jay is highly popular, and not saying he didn't deserve the run he got, but can we really say it's rated if people still view you as a mid carder? Because not once did anyone view him as a main event during that run.
Correct. Okay, let me answer your question in 2 parts because that's a very interesting question. Part 1. Fans didn't view him as should he have gotten to the main event when fans didn't view him as that. Is that can I take that as part 1?
Yeah, I guess that's part one.
It should have happened. WWE was a little late, but it's okay to have a top mid carder become a transitional champion. Jay was the champion. Who did Jay beat for that title? Gunther, right?
Yeah,
And then he lost that title to
Gunther.
back to Gunther. So what they thought they did was make WrestleMania a feel good moment. Remember, if you remember that WrestleMania, that was the very first match of WrestleMania. And so they thought they did a feel good moment. They were very close to doing that had they had Jay Uso do a pin. There is a lot of suspense in how you win, or there's a lack of suspense in how you win. Even in a chokehold, the raising of the arm, 1, 2, and even if Gunther's arm would have came up and Jay would have somehow knocked it down and the ref would have been 3, and then Gunther argues later, I didn't go to get put to sleep.
Yeah.
You robbed me. And they keep showing the footage. And he was like, but I'm okay with that. Because the next time you're going to pay for it in blood and blah, 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 blah. And then he took the title back. But you got to have the 3 count of some sort. Because that's what people, if you watch how people are like, 1, 2, 3, all the time. Right? So we need the suspense. It builds, let the beat build, even music. You let the beat build. They did not do that at WrestleMania to the point where Jay Uso got the win. And people were like, wait, what happened? People were like, wait, what? Because as soon as he put that sleeper on, Gunther tapped out.
Yeah.
No suspense. Removed it. So it wasn't
It didn't even feel like it was 3 seconds he had him in the chokehold
at all. And this is not a Jey Uso move that's patent. Like Jey Uso corny that he uses the spear because your cousin uses the spear as a finisher, and all of a sudden you randomly pick it up. Whatever. That's now Jay's signature. So okay, a signature move maybe could get you up out of there, right? That's not in your arsenal. That's in the. It's not too often the WWE finishes somebody with someone else's finisher. It's not too actually like they pull it off, but to get the win with it, and Jay, that was my part one. Part two, the WWE audience is going to be so finicky now, especially after Unreal, but even before, because and we're part of this too. We have a podcast. We're on a podcast, and so now we have the ability to voice our opinions. Hence, why people tap in, people voice their opinions, and it's great. We have these conversations. I don't have a problem with the top mid-carder, or Razor Ramon or Ravish, your top mid-carder getting a world title run, but it can't exceed, and then put your time in there. And what I mean can't exceed, 90 days is max, because you're really not a main event person. You know what I'm saying? You're transitional. I don't want the Ultimate Warrior to drop the belt and have a match with Hulk Hogan. So I'll put the belt on Sergeant Slaughter, and he'll take the belt off one guy and then drop it to the other guy. So we don't have to have these person A and person C battling this and instead person B. So yeah, absolutely. Vinny, Mike, what up? Mike, what up? So yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. His timing was bad. When Jay was hot going into the Money in the Bank, where him and LA Knight, I can't remember who won. I think Drew won that.
Drew won that.
Yeah, that would have been a time to pull the trigger, and then Jay having the suspense of Roman still having a title and Jay almost getting ready to cash in on Roman, even though they've had, you know what I'm saying? That would have provided some like, come on, Jay, you can do it. Don't listen to Roman. It would have given us a whole different perspective.
Yeah. That was a missed marketing opportunity too. Like a Yeet in the Bank.
A Yeet in the Bank. Yeah. Yeah. So, and he was marketed as the poster for the Money in the Bank too, for that one. If you go back and look at the poster, it's Jey Uso's face with the Yeet glasses on it. So, yeah, 100%. So that 2-part thing, I'm okay. IWC, I think, has to go back and do a lot of wrestling research. There's not a lot of new tricks in the bag. A lot of the Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, or when we got to the triple 3 persons involved, where Seth Rollins and LA Knight was the referee at I can't remember what event that was. No, it wasn't Drew. It was LA Knight. Who was LA Knight being a special ref for at WrestlePalooza? He didn't wrestle.
Oh, that was a tag team. That was the Usos and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Okay. Yeah. So you've seen that type of stuff before with, and they just do it with new characters and they put new twists on it. I think it was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre used the 97 SummerSlam special ref. It was a special ref. It was Seth. And Seth had to they put glasses on Seth with the camera and all that. So I'm cool with it. But a lot of IWC has no real wrestling history past a decade. And that's crazy because they'll say things that's like not that they don't have it, but they're prisoners of the moment. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of dislikes on Roman winning the Rumble. Then Roman cut the promo, wildfire. So what happened? All it took is a promo for you to change your mind? You knew you was gonna get Punk and him anyway, or they were gonna pull a swerve to get him back to him and Cody 3. We knew that as soon as he won. Why was that an issue? So yeah, sometimes I look at the IWC and I listen and I'm like, their fantasy booking sucks. You can tell they just don't think about we got to make him. He shouldn't have lost. Well, who should have?
Yeah, it's not usually big picture.
Yeah, you got to think of, okay, if he loses today, bam, bam, bam. How do you keep this person looking strong? Because like Bronson Reed, he hasn't looked strong. Is anyone buying Bronson Reed as a viable threat today? I don't think so. If Bronson Reed says Bronson Reed tonight, you and CM Punk, I don't think anyone feels like Bronson Reed could take that title off him. But I think after he beat Roman Reigns, it looked like he was getting the push, and that would have been more like, yo, if Bronson Reed win, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a different conversation. So
Yeah.
they got to understand how booking works. And if you've watched wrestling long enough and you can kind of pay attention, not saying that we all make the right choices with predictions, but there should be a way where you figure out how to make people look strong, how to come up with different style finishes. And salute to like CM Punk and John Cena, who have done some. No, not John Cena. I take that back. John Cena came up with a finish for his retirement. I take that shit back. But yeah, 6-man tag, good. Bronson Reed, you gotta. He got the win tonight, but he can't lose no more matches. He has to get dubs. He has to put people out in the back, take people out. Now you got to figure out and find a new wrestler to take over for the match because he looks not strong. And if you're going into Mania, LA Knight, we know LA Knight's pedigree. He should have been a world champion already. Should have already had 1 or 2 title runs. Short, long, whatever. He's only had like 1 mid-card run, I think. Maybe 2. I think he like won the title back, but he's not like 6 or 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy you see with belt on him. And I look at the mid-90s, I look at the Ruthless Aggression era, and I can think of guys whose names are synonymous with titles. His is not. And that's, to me, a problem when you have another top-tier guy. You know, Jey Uso is super popular, but, you know, his matches aren't favorites. And, a lot of people look at his wrestling on a scale of 1 to 10, more like around 5, like perfectly average, not a large, crazy move set, nothing super crazy, but I think they look at LA Knight in a higher regard. And for him to only be like a 2-time or so US champion is insane. Tragic.
Yeah, we know how Hunter feels about him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Unreal did a lot of hurt to a lot of people. Him getting right in the back, Chelsea Green taking a lot of needing a lot of damage control.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you had the 6-man tag. Bronson Reed picked up the win. The Vision go off. We get the mask, man. I need your thoughts on this.
I'm over it. Just take the damn mask off, man.
I can't. I think the WWE has paid themselves in a corner, but at the same time, it's a wild card for them. You have too many injuries, and you're still trying to figure this thing out. Who we're going to Mania with? How do we set this all up? I think this is how we do it. We use, even though it's corny.
I think that's the problem. The masked man is still a thing because they don't know. They don't have anything concrete.
They don't have anything concrete. I think that's exactly why. Seth, are you going to be good to go? Yes, but we're waiting on the doctor's clearance. Doctor might not be giving the clearance like we thought he would be. Or maybe he's got it, but Braun Breaker ain't good. Braun Breaker, it looks like he'll be missing Mania. So, I mean, the way they're talking up injuries now, they could always talk the injury up worse, right? Because that will play to their advantage. So then you can bring them out as a surprise at a Saturday night main event. I don't think the Elimination Chamber will happen for them because that's in like 2 weeks. But yeah, I think you just use the masked man to keep this going until you can get a okay, we're going in this direction. Bam, unveil it. It'll be this person. And I heard the same thing y'all say too. I see y'all the Grayson Waller thing. But I don't think it's Grayson Waller. I think it's Grayson Waller doing it. But when it gets unveiled, I don't think they're going to pull out Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller went nowhere with a New Day. I think they're just physically using him to throw because they know the internet analyzes the body shape.
Yeah.
They know.
Because at one point, when it was supposed to be Austin Theory, remember people were saying Montez Ford was one of the people doing it.
Yeah. I do feel like that body shape changes, but that keeps people on their toes. So I do think that WWE's got to lock that in, and that's the corner they pay themselves in. They've done too many mass people in the last 365 days that now you're doing it because like we had a string of unfortunate events. People got hurt, and we don't know what the timetables are for these things, and we don't want to market something and can't pull the trigger on it, right? Yeah. So the masked man works. I think when they do when they finally do take this mask off this guy or gal, right? Because remember one time it was Becky Lynch,
but she calls herself the Mando.
You're right. Facts. What? Who do you see as this person?
If it's not Seth, I don't know. The only way Grayson Waller would make sense if they decide to go with him is because they could, even though it'll be 25 years later, you're closing his chapter with Austin Theory. And that's if you want to make that a match. Because there was never a concrete cutoff as to why they stopped being a team.
You know what's funny? I never put that together. I never thought about that. I never even that never. I'm not going to say that would be fire, but that's pretty good. That'll help get Austin Theory over as a heel a little bit if all of a sudden he has a rival. It's hard to just make rivals, but yeah, you could do it. You could do that, and that puts Austin Theory there. You can do LA Knight with Bronson Reed. That's not going to be too hard to pull. You just got to have Bronson Reed. I think it's Steve wear the mask. If it's not Seth, anybody they sign, that's we got to keep our eyes on those dirt sheets. But I do think that in the same aspect, I don't know if I can get you a Mania on that. Maybe a Saturday Night Main Event, Grayson Waller versus Austin Theory, because I think last Mania we got 5 matches on each night's card. I could be slightly off. It might have been 6, maybe on one night, 6 on the other, give or take.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't like it was 9 or 10 matches, right? There wasn't nothing like that. So I don't know if there's room on a WrestleMania card. Because when I think about WrestleMania and rivalries, you still got Grande Americano and the original. You already know you got CM Punk and Roman. You already know you still have Drew's match. You already know you have 2 women's world title matches. That's 5 right there. Now we still need to talk about the Intercontinental title, the women's Intercontinental title. They have 3 tag belts: the women's, the blue and red brand tags, and that's 10.
That's if they decide to defend all the belts.
And that's correct, which means that's crazy too, because I didn't even say the U.S. title.
Yeah,
I didn't even say that. So, I just technically I substituted the Grande Americanos, but I think you got to bring that to an end. And WrestleMania, I think both the characters are over. Both the characters are over, so I think you got to bring that to an end at WrestleMania. And I think, I don't know if I got Grayson Waller versus Austin Theory there, but I think that would be.
Yeah, I don't think that makes it to Mania.
What else we had? We had some qualifying matches. Yeah,
we had the women's. We had Natty versus Asuka and Bayley.
Let me ask you this. Asuka picks up the dub. Did the right person win?
I'm gonna say no, because I really thought they were gonna give that to Bayley.
Oh shoot! Okay, that's funny you say that. I thought it was gonna go to Natty. You just repackaged her.
Yeah, and there's a reason why I didn't think Natty was winning that. But
before I say
no, because the thing with Natty is she's still feuding with Maxine, and I still feel like they're both intertwined for the IC belt because they both want that belt.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like no matter who wins between AJ Lee and Becky, whoever grabs that belt or retains it, that's going to lead to a Fatal 4 at WrestleMania. That's my prediction on that.
So I would have liked to seen Natty go to the chamber and her get that CM Punk Seth Rollins treatment last year, where Maxine cost her opportunity in the actual chamber somehow, and only because and that's where it's like, if I can't have my title, you ain't getting none either, and then that creates, you know what I'm saying, a little rivalry. Maybe we see it for Mania, maybe not.
Yeah.
The Dax Anderson, good salute, good brother, salute. Good evening to you, good brother. I do think that, I don't know, man. I just hope when I saw Natty getting repackaged and her peeing on the Natalia grave, I thought maybe they'll do something here. You know what I mean? I thought maybe we was gonna get something good. I mean, I'm not saying we didn't get something good, but
I'm not mad that Oscar won, but I just look at it like, yo, Bailey is cooked. Bailey is cooked, and I feel bad. When was her last win?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'd have to go and research it. Wouldn't take me long, but salute, good brother, Dax Anderson.
And
I think
Bailey tapped. That's another thing I want to point out too.
yeah. I think the WWE and tapping. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I'm like, what are you doing with Bailey? Is she just the person? Is she your female Randy Orton? Just using her for big matches, and that's what we're gonna do? And if that's the case, I mean, I guess, but I wouldn't want her to tap. Maybe she gets like certain wrestlers. I don't want to see them tap, at least not in a non-championship match. You know, oh, so and so's in such a move, and they have to turn the submission into a pin, or it's a sneaky pin, or blah 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 blah. I think those work better for me personally than seeing someone to the height of Bailey like lose week after week. She's becoming what Machine was.
Yeah. That makes it worse now. Oh my gosh.
And Machine, nothing against, I have no smoke for her. You know what I'm saying? But I do say this, they use her to build other wrestlers because you need someone who can have good matches. You know what I'm saying? Sell. And I mean, she never seems to really be hurt, but she doesn't ever, she's not moving up the card. So, and that's by design. WWE's like, hey, Machine's down there, B-Fab is down there. You go down there and get a win. I have some content posted.
No, she's done. She's done, man.
Yeah, I think that you can still Bailey's taking up space now, putting people over. I don't like this for my veterans, and here's the issue for me personally. When you say Randy Orton, I'd have to hear him say it on some podcast somewhere that he doesn't want to be champion. Because when you say, well, Randy Orton doesn't have the same time, he's not a full timer. You've had plenty of champions in the last 5, 6, 7 years that are not full timers, far from, right? And the people want it. The people have been like craving and asking and hoping and wanting, and WWE just won't. They just won't do it. So, I'm not a fan of certain people, but Bailey, I mean, maybe the character's stale too. They tried to do the mental health thing a little bit with her, it seemed like. And I think they kind of fell back away from that after AJ Lee came and said she had therapy.
Yeah.
I don't really remember her having the switch personality, like I'm hugging and then she's snapping on Lyra and then she's like, oh, and then Lyra's like, what the hell? Like they just dissipated, up in thin air. So I miss Heel Bailey too, Vinny.
Well, one thing they can do with Bailey, change her theme song.
That's like a crap table roll.
Dude, like she has one of the worst theme songs in that whole roster.
You think if they all right.
A theme song makes a difference. Like a Kit Wilson.
Yo, King Mavi said no. No, like no. You know what I'm saying? I agree. A small change can definitely set people up. But do you want to change? Do we go back to the hugger Bailey with the things,
I
the
wouldn't
blow up
even.
people?
I wouldn't even go back to that. Even Bailey said she wouldn't go back to that.
But she all right. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you don't want to, cool. But I mean, sometimes nostalgia can you know. Sometimes we like a little nostalgia, but I don't know. Make her heel again, change things up, Mike. Yeah, I you got to do something. Bailey is I don't know, man. I don't know. Main eventer and maybe we drop her down for mid-tier titles from time to time. I'm not a fan of that because I feel like you should stay in one kind of, I don't want to call them conferences or tiers, but like, and then you either move up or move down into when you stay there. This ping pong is not good for me. I think it also weakens the titles. But
Honestly,
yeah.
there's a part of me, honestly, that thinks maybe she should just transfer to SmackDown because I don't know what else she could do on the Raw brand.
Yeah, I think Raw is hot. I think Raw is good, but I think Bailey needs, and I don't want to see her go down to AAA or wrestling the NXT talent all the time. And now she's doing NXT things, and I don't want to see that. But salute to Asuka though. Asuka won.
Oh yeah.
Asuka's in the chamber. Is there a match that Asuka could? Who do you foresee winning the chamber on the women's side? Do you even if they're not in it yet, and you're like, well, so and so is going to go in there?
If Charlotte advances in the chamber, I see it either being her or Tiffany Stratton.
So I asked this question because do you think the women's division right now is hotter? No, not hotter. Do you think they're in a better position than the men's side that's going into the chamber? Because you saying you said if this and if that. So that means you have options. There's some people you could see based on the talent But I think on the men's side, I feel like it's way more cut and dry of who's going to get this.
I think so. It became more debatable. Not debatable. It became more obvious when Cody got advanced.
Yeah,
That's the problem. No shade to. I mean, I'm Cody's lawyer. No shade to him, but remember we were saying this like on Friday. I was saying it should have been Sammy. That would have made it not as predictable, and then just run with what I was running with. But at this point, and we know Drew has the vendetta on Cody, so he does not face him. He's gonna cost Cody the match, and then Orton's gonna capitalize on that, which makes the most sense to book.
I'm ready for it. A Randy winning the chamber. Let's LFG. You know what I'm saying? I think on the women's side, it is more debatable, but I do think maybe it's Tiffany Stratton after hearing you talk. Like,
I'd rather see. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'd rather Charlotte because I think it's obvious Liv is gonna pick Stephanie to care, so it's gonna be more so who's facing Jade. At least with Charlotte, we didn't get that yet, and when Charlotte first debuted, they were teasing that match a couple of times.
They did, and also with that too, you still have Liv as a member of the Judgment Day. You have her go after Jade. She's going to SmackDown.
Right.
So it is kind of like we know what we're doing here. But I still feel Tiffany or Charlotte. WWE has not made their mind up, and I think part of that is one, Tiffany got hurt. So when she comes back, we see her. She got momentum. She's got fire, vigor in her eyes. She's rejuvenated. And two, you put all these top tier women in that tag team division, and now you don't let these women go a little loose.
Yeah, and it's also
capitalize.
And also in that match for the women's chamber, there's a chance you could try to break up two teams or like start controversy. Because Io's qualifying match is next week. She'll probably win it. If so, both her and Rhea are in it. Charlotte gets in this week. Alexa already advanced. So that's two teams right there.
Right. So, Raquel's not in the chamber yet. Raquel goes next week against
It's Raquel, Io, and Kairi Sane.
Yeah. So I hear you. I think that'd be kind of dope. My
And also, like to add, if it is also Charlotte and it is Charlotte and Jade, that causes tension between her and Alexa Bliss.
mm, let's go Charlotte. Let's go Charlotte.
I'm sorry, like I love Tiffany, but we don't need Tiffany and Jade number 35. Right? We good.
Mm. Speaking of the chambers, we had another chamber match tonight. The main event, you know, Javon Evans versus Dom Mysterio versus the Ring General. And holy shit, are you surprised here? Hey, we got a winner. Hey, if you'd have told me last week who the winner would have been, I'd be like, what? But no. I'm not gonna say it was clean, but hey, a win.
I predicted this winner, so I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised? I was a little shocked. The young OG Javon Evans gets the dub.
Every elimination
Javon,
chamber needs one high flyer. That's why
yes,
I knew Javon was winning.
that's the problem I have. Mike, I see you. Um, I'm not even gonna say nothing crazy because I feel like at this point you're swinging for the fences. I'm gonna say they're swinging for the fences just yet, but it's like, can Javon Evans put tickets in Mania? No. Can Javon Evans have a match that steals the show and has people talking post Mania for years
Absolutely.
down the road and
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? That's the thing I think that's a yes. I put him as my dark horse chamber. I put him as my dark horse chamber. People have rave reviews about him. Him, Trick, and Oba have been getting a great push. Great things being said about him, except for one thing that just got said. We'll get to that in a minute. Vinny, I'm not even gonna put that. Yeah, I gotta put that screen. But Javon Evans, and another thing I'm a little surprised with, right? Going into the chamber, I didn't expect to see Dom take an L. Now, here's the funny part. Which would you rather see? Because tonight, the Intercontinental Champion got pinned by Javon Evans. Mania, Dom Mysterio versus Javon, or Dom versus Finn? Who would you rather see?
I'm still gonna say Finn.
Meet your mic again. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was waiting anyway.
You said Finn?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. Dom needs a rival. Dom's young, and we know Javon is hella young. Pence is like, I'm not gonna say he's dead in the water, but he's kind of stalled out a little bit. It ain't gonna take him much to get kick started and get back into the swing of things, but his character's kind of stalled right now. Finn looks like he's breathing some life back in Finn. That's a great thing, great sign. But tonight, your Intercontinental Champion got pinned. There's a easy case for I don't need to win the chamber. I got 2 title shots coming. What are you talking about? Once I win the chamber, I got that. And who did I beat to get in the chamber? I mean, it's not like I pinned a non-champion. I pinned you. So, okay, Mr. Frog Splash, Judgment Day, Mr. 2 titles. You know what I'm saying? I could see this being a Javon Evans breakout party. And who better for him to work with than Dom? I know Dom, people like, Dom ain't rough around. Dom, when CM Punk first came back, they put him with Dom. Get that ring rust off him. Dom is a great worker. Dom is safe. Dom will get you in there. Dom has made some highlights in his day with suicide dives through the ropes, turning those moves into some who'd he hit with a suicide dive, swinging like It was like
Oh
a
yeah,
swinging
that
DDT.
DDT. I forgot who he fought. Oh, that was Penta. I think
Yeah.
that was Penta.
Oh my God, he hit that shit so clean. So why not give him Mr. Bouncy?
I say Finn because I also got to go by name. Javon is great. I'm not even trying to put
All
him
right.
down, but by name, he doesn't draw as big as Finn Balor does.
You ain't told no lie. You ain't
And
told no lie.
honestly, that's my only reason.
Okay. It's not an invalid reason. WWE has to look at moving tickets. And if you don't put asses in seats, but you have the match that brings in viewers, these are two different conversations. Someone says, yeah, but Finn's gonna have a great match too, and we need to put asses in seats. So Finn is a very, very good discussion point. So I definitely thought that man, for a split second I thought Gunther was gonna get in there, man. I ain't gonna lie. Cody's in there. Randy Orton's in there. I can't remember who else is in there. Don't
Um,
even matter. Huh?
Cody, Orton, LA Knight.
LA Knight. So you would have had some real top dogs in here, and it would have been a good chance. But Javon Evans is going to give you that aerial assault, the highlight reel. That's the hope, right? That highlight reel. So you do need a high flyer, someone who can cut loose. Not that that's not always the case, but when you can get one in there, get a guy in there, someone to do some crazy spots. Um, so salute to Javon Evans. Qualifying for the Elimination Chamber over the Intercontinental Champion and Gunther, longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. Oh man, I ain't had to do this, man. I ain't never had to. Let me get this guy up out of here. Bam! I know what that shit means. Slide you right on up out of there with your characters. Got him up out of there. Ha. I gotta ask this. Before anything, goes left or whatever, do you have any shut the F's up?
I did, and he was mentioned earlier. His name is Kevin Nash.
Oh shit. Hold on. Let me slide these pennies to the side. Hold on.
Nothing but respect for Kevin for everything he's done in this industry, NWO, the clique. But the problem is with the comments you've said about Javon Evans and called him, was it Bojangles?
He did, Mr.
That
Bojangles.
that's crazy. And I understand where he was coming from, but this is one of those scenarios where you need to choose your words wisely. If it was just as simple as, I wish this person had a bit more edge to his character, that would have been fine. But when you say it that way, it comes off as like a black man cannot come out and just smile and vibe with the crowd on a positive limelight. So it's like there's always got to be this mean mug stereotype for a black wrestler, and it doesn't sound good or look good when you say that. So with that being said, Kevin Nash, shut the F up and choose your words wisely in the future.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too hard on it because I think everybody has already kind of said it. But let me just give an equation here. Mr. Bojangles was like somebody who did Shirley Temple films, known to just be pandering to white folks, and like the 1940s. So then I think he was like, I don't even know what he meant by this, but I think I do. But he was like, I want him to be more urban, right? So like, here's the problem. I'm not even mad at the comment. But this is the problem with America, where it's like white people want to see black people do certain things. Here, I need you to fill the role of a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that Kevin Nash just opened up. That I don't think he intended to me. I don't think he's asking for Javon Evans to turn into Crime Time and put Tim's on and be like, "Yo, Sean, I'm packing you up." I don't think that's what he meant. But I can't speak for Kevin Nash. I am not Kevin Nash. So I do wish you would have chose that better. The Bojangles thing, you ain't even had to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? You could have said anything. Like, yo, I just don't need him smiling in the camera and being a nice guy. Like, I get it. He's happy to be here, but you got to go out there and kick ass, take names. And the high flyer thing it's already hard to be a super champ when your frame is small. You know what I'm saying? I say super champ because you're going, we're talking about world heavyweight championships or the WWE. People always bring the thing to Kofi, but in the land of giants, Kofi didn't last long, and they never revisited it. And not only they ever not revisited it, they barely ever mention it. And when he does, it's like at the butt of a joke or somebody like trying to shit on them. Like, how do you shit on me for being a world champion? And half the people that say it usually are guys who were never, right? So the Bojangles thing definitely should have been, and the urban thing is crazy. Just like Yomaj said, man, you could have just, I need him to be edgier. I need him to scrap. I need him to keep his high flying, but he's super athletic. He did compliment him in the same things about his certain abilities, but
right, he did. It wasn't like,
I think
I do think he meant well in what he was trying to say, but he just chose the wrong words.
Yeah, 100%. They were not very thought of because, again, when you talk to a lot of black people, like real, I don't want to say nothing super crazy, but when you talk about like black people who care about black issues, black people be tired of getting portrayed a certain way. Like, okay, like, hey, why don't you just dress him up and be Saba Simba again? We can just go down this road. Let's let him be Crime Time. WWE never even gave, was it Shag who ended up saving his son's life and died in the process himself? They never really gave him like, hey man, we have some horrible news, but yeah, we got the hella trolls, boy. You got to kick them boys. 2 whiny people. All I see is, I wish I could meet people in real life. I wish we were like, hey, I'm the guy. And I'd be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of gyms, gloves. You could do it. Anyway, I just be like, I ain't got the time or the patience. But I'm not even going to ride too hard on Kevin Nash is one of my personal favorites. So, but I'm not going to give you a pass. I'm just not going to, because like, goddamn, dude, I need you to think before you talk. And normally I feel like he does. I just think he didn't. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think it was
Kevin Nash is usually
just an off day at the office.
Political views. Huh?
I think this was just an off day at the office for him.
Yeah, and I don't like to give passes to the non-melanated when it comes to this because in 2026 we've seen enough examples. You could be like, "Yo, help me out here. I need him to have more edge. He got to kick ass and take names. Here's some examples of people I think he could kind of like emulate a little bit, and you know what I'm saying. But
yeah,
Bojangles is crazy. And then when you follow with the urban line, he could have started with the urban line and been like, maybe not urban like Crime Time, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just need him to wipe the smile off his face.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have had nowhere the Bojangles, like, that was the head turner. That was the head turner. So I ain't gonna say salute to Kevin Nash, but I love Kevin Nash. I've seen him have some political opinions that go against what the hierarchy of the WWE has set forth in. Same how Mick Foley just left and said, if you're going to support this guy. That's what makes me like, I think your words were a little off there, good brother. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about it. That Bojangles line, man, that it still aggravates me, but like, come on, Kevin Nash. And look, don't take the Hulk Hogan road. Apologize for it. Like, look, and then if you want to explain what you meant, cool. But I don't even, if you listen to his political opinions and how he says, he's totally against like, I don't see him as a closet guy. I think he's a lot of non-melanated people who don't like associate with many like melanated people don't understand like they'll say things and be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, that's offensive as hell.
Yeah, he can't, like, they can't read the room.
Right. So I just think more interactions, but again, I like Kevin Nash. There's a lot of political opinions I have agreed with him on. So I don't think it's one of those. Hey, it is what it is, man. Just get out here and apologize so I can at least be like, all right, man. And don't have Mark Henry come have to talk to you about it either. You know what I'm saying? By then it's too late. If Mark Henry got to come talk, if we got to send Mark Henry to you, it's too late. Because that conversation he said he had with Hogan is crazy. So, yeah, Detroit. He's from Detroit, so that's another. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm just gonna leave it alone. But yeah, salute to Gamache for doing the shut the F up, and I had to piggyback on that. You got anything else, Gamache? For we, you know what I'm saying? It's 56 minutes. I didn't think he was gonna be on this long.
No, last thing for me is Liv, just pick Stephanie Vaquer already. We don't gotta drag this out.
Nah, I think you're right. Like the Judgment Day rides on this, and unless you're gonna sit there and be like, do a Judgment Day angle of breaking up, where they're gonna ask you why we're going to SmackDown and why you're not. I'm just going. You know what I'm saying? The room is red. We know what you're doing. Outside of that, tap in this Wednesday. We got the Wednesday Night Wars. I'm hurting. I gotta take it. I got 30 minutes.
Like I'll say this. This is like a what if, even though I don't think it's gonna happen. If for some weird reason Liv picks Jade for some weird reason,
okay,
I will change my Elimination Chamber winner to who I want to be. I would want it to be Rhea, just to get Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer at Mania.
That makes sense. I would go with that. I think that's been teased a little bit too when they were in the Money in the Bank and they were both doing the double devil's kiss and people. Aesthetically, I think a lot of people want to see it. I'm not a super big Rhea fan. I get it. She's pleasantly blessed in areas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool. It's great, but I don't know. I don't like the goth look on people like that. So I'm not. I mean, as far as her wrestling ability, I don't think she's anything super crazy. I do think she has the look though, so that helps her out. Yeah, she got the aura. Like I do think that. So I'm not blind to those facts, but I would definitely like to see her and Stephanie go at it at WrestleMania.
And Stephanie has said multiple times she wants to face her. She said it a few times last year.
I'm with it. And Asuka is not super popular in the WWE side yet. So I think that would do it for her. And then she's critically acclaimed around the world. So that would get her over with the WWE audience. I think she's over with the WWE audience actually, but lately it just seems like her pop is not the same like when she first got on the roster.
Yeah.
It's just not. So
and I maybe that's think it's because they're making her cut more promos. And it's like, again, not to be that guy, but
come on, Kevin Nash.
Yeah, well, no, not to be that guy, but because she started doing a lot of Spanish, it's been hurting her.
I'm not gonna go into it. I was gonna ask, hey, another match that you guys set up Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul. Go ahead and give Bad Bunny a call. He actually had one of your best celebrity matches. He's probably in the top 5 history of celebrity matches, if not top 3. Put him in there with Logan.
You know what?
Logan made that comment.
You just made me think of something. What if they do that? What if the masked man is Bad Bunny?
That would be so far right. I would be good with that. I would be hella good with that. No, don't add Jelly Roll. Don't add Jelly Roll. Don't add Jelly Roll, please. For the love of God, if I never see Jelly Roll wrestle again, it's not that he was bad. He's got a good like height on him and whatnot. But Bad Bunny had a great match with Damian Priest and was super over when he did that. I mean, he's from Puerto Rico though, but like, I mean,
But
whoo,
it was still a good match, though.
yeah, and it was a good match. And Logan Paul, I mean, like him, love him or hate him, he does good matches. And the popularity and for what WrestleMania is, it's supposed to be your star-studded event. It's supposed to draw the eyes. Right after that Super Bowl performance, they got everybody talking, whether you liked it, loved it, hated it, whatever. That's that writes itself. And if he was the masked man, we know Bad Bunny didn't show up week after week after week after week, right? But if he played it off like it was him and he was like, I've been gone, like that shit would be crazy. So yeah, salute, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be the best way we can make the whole mask thing work.
Yeah. Because you can easily, like we talked earlier, you could do Grayson Waller versus Theory. I don't know about Mania, but let's say you did. Austin Theory, LA Knight. Let's gear that up. Your fat ass put my ass through the car, blah, 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 blah. Right, cool. And then Logan Paul looks like he's taking over the centerpiece of the vision. He walking out with Paul Heyman with Bad Bunny. It's out of here. And Logan Paul will say some wild shit. And they already asked Logan Paul at a non-WWE event, are you going to watch the Super Bowl halftime show Bad Bunny? He was like, no. And his brother said some wild shit about them fake ass. Come on, bro. People got to chill.
Yeah.
Which AJ and KO and there was in the second match was bad. Cody was saying the same thing. Cody, let me go to the second comment. His first title run was the only interesting match was AJ and the KO there was there. It's not even just his title run though. Like he had a good match with Roman. He had a good match with Ricochet. He had a good match with Rey Mysterio. He had a good match. Like, you know, he just didn't do bad matches, especially for a guy you're talking about who's Logan Paul. I don't think he's had 35 matches. You know what I mean? So salute to everything he got going on. But that would be fire. Logan actually defended Bunny after Jake said all that nut shit. Yeah, because yeah.
Because what his brother said was pretty wild.
Yeah. Then he acted like someone took his Twitter, but make sure you tap in, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share button. Go ahead and do that. We will be out of here. We will see you Wednesday on the Wednesday Night Wars, 8:30-ish. Hit that notification bell so if we go live or whatever the case be or drop content, you will get the notification and you can just tap in. Maj, anything else?
Nah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, buddy. Y'all know what it is. That is Gamaj, your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster. And y'all know what it is. The undisputed podcast champion of the world. Until Wednesday, 8:30-ish. We'll see y'all then. Peace. Mike, Vinny, salute.